Hi Leute und willkommen zurück zu EdgeOfEternity. Wir werden jetzt Alpharius befreien. Ich habe die beiden Nebenquests fertig gemacht mit den Worms. Und ich sehe da vorne eine Truhe, die ich mir jetzt einfach mitnehmen werde. Was hast du da Schönes? Ja. Ja, ihr seid anscheinend keine Bedrohung für mich. Dann gehen wir einfach hin.
Boss, somebody's coming.
Oh, then by the gods, chop him up or throw him off the cliff. Can't you see I'm having a moment here?
It's the priestess from Jagholm. The one you called the Mad One.
Selene!
Oh, die ist mad.
On a silver platter! As if the gods heard my wish!
Let him go, Vaughn.
Why, for your head on a pike, my dear, I will!
Hey!
Or I guess I could settle for something a little less ghoulish. Like... where can I find a cure for the corrosion?
Selene, don't say another word!
I'll make the choice easy for you. Either you talk, or our friend Alpharius here loses his head. Zeroff, on my signal, chop, chop, choppity chop.
Vaughn, you will regret this.
1.
Don't say anything! Selene!
2. Okay, we're at 2 and still no answer. Oh, I must say I'm disappointed. He's your master, Selene. Like a father figure. And?
It's...
I'm the man you want. I'm a survivor of the corrosion.
No!
Huh? What? You? The vagrant? You can't be serious. You? That's the big secret? The secret cure for the corrosion?
Hey.
Oh, now that's ridiculous. I suppose I'll have to get the answer the hard way. Zeroff, I changed my mind. Kill them all, except for the Mad One. Make sure she watches while you kill her bodyguards. Let her writhe in the guilt.
With pleasure.
A perfectly nice way to waste bullets.
Oh, Junge. Mal gucken. Wir stellen uns hier mit rein. Darien. Darf wieder da nichts hin? Das ist fies. Aber verständlich. Nein. Als ob das sein Cast nicht abgebrochen hat. Hm. Gehen wir auf den Hauptidioten. Fällen, du darfst Bomben schmeißen. So, du machst.
Wish.
Genau. So, nochmal. Jetzt hat sein Cast wieder nicht ab. What the heck? Er ist schon fast tot, aber sein Cast bricht nicht ab. Als ob er... Okay.
Der!
I will commend your soul to the gods.
12k. Bisschen mehr, bisschen weniger. Werden wir sehen. Das, nicht weglaufen. Was ist? Hast du Schmerzen? Hier darf den Instant abbrechen. Machen wir einen Brecher drauf. Sehr schön. Du kannst so angreifen.
Boss, we might need some help over here.
Really? Must I do everything, Zeroff? Looks like I'll be the one making you cry, Selene.
Es reicht, sie verprügel ich. Aufladen. Warte. Steht nämlich direkt richtig, dass ihr beide die Feuerbombe abbekommt. Nein! Danke.
By the will of the gods.
Oh, Fella. Das wieder schießen.
So, Selene. Want me to put a cap on his head? Creeps come at a discount.
No need, Fallon.
He's a monster. He'll try to have you expelled and executed, Selene. We can't allow it.
No. He won't talk about what happened here. Because it means people finding out I defeated him. Again. Right, Vaughn?
Wretched peasant!
Leave me alone with him.
Uff. Jetzt verliert er ein paar Zähne.
This isn't working. 7 years of jealousy and hatred. For a knee in the dust.
What happened that day was not natural. You cheated!
And now you volunteer to find a cure to the corrosion just to compete with me? In the hope of some sort of rematch?
Don't flatter yourself. I only volunteered because I know that only I can save the world.
The world. But does the world need the Sanctorium in its current state, Vaughn? Haven't you seen the faces of the people in Jagholm? The fear in their eyes? We could do better. Don't...
We are the gods chosen! The Sanctorium! Without us, Heryon is doomed to fall into the hands of the Archelites! Why do you care about what these people, these peasants think? They're supposed to serve us!
No, Vaughn. Just the same way we're supposed to revere the crystals, not pillage them.
I don't understand.
You're a fool, but you're not stupid. You must have felt it too. The magic is disappearing. If we don't do something, we'll lose everything.
I don't understand a word of what you're saying, Mad One!
You don't have to hate me. I'm not your enemy.
I will kill you. I will kill you. I will kill you. I'll kill you!
Once again, you arrive late.
Don't push yourself, Alfarius. Those guys really did a number on you.
The cathedral isn't far from here. You must...
Not now, Master. Let's find a place where you can rest first. And everyone, I think we need to talk. It's time you know what's really happening.
Let's find a place for Alfarius.
Okay, jetzt fix ein straighter Weg.
I expected to have this talk much later. But given the latest developments, I think it's time you learned what you're really getting yourselves into.
Listen now, my children, as we reveal to you a secret of the utmost importance. Perhaps the most important ever bequeathed.
Die kommen schon mit den anderen Secrets nicht klar. Was habt ihr
The
jetzt noch?
Sanctorium is corrupt.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'll have you know, this information is of the highest importance. The Sanctorium, the embodiment of the gods on Heryon, is corrupt!
Old news.
Yeah, don't... Except for you and one or two village priests here and there. Everyone either fears or hates the Sanctorium. But it's not like they have any other choice. Without the Sanctorium to petition the gods, there's no magic. Without the mining of the crystals and blessing of the Sanctorium, no magic. At least they contribute to the war effort.
Okay, now that's cleared up. Next step. I'll take it from here, Master. The Sanctorium isn't just corrupt. It's completely lost its path. To the point that the gods themselves have turned against it.
The gods, huh? And how do you know that?
10 years ago, they asked me, personally, to set things right within the Sanctorium and save the world.
Okay, now that's new.
You're kidding.
No pupil dilation.
What do you mean, the gods asked you?
When I was just a little girl, the gods came to me and asked me to save the world from a blight that would consume everything.
Nice! Oh, this is gold. Who would have guessed? The priestess has gone completely nuts.
This isn't a joke, it's important!
I think what my mistress is saying is that she would have an easier time suspending her disbelief if you could show some proof of your
As it should be. But I won't be the one to convince you. Darian will.
What? Why me, Selene? You can ask me a lot of things, but how do you expect me to swallow this whole? How do you expect me to defend you when I don't even believe...
I'm not asking anyone to believe me without proof.
I suggest we resume this conversation later. The snowstorm seems to have died down.
What cathedral?
The sacred cathedral of Ulakaris. A sacred place that has been lost through the ages. A place of unfathomable power. Finding it will be the crowning achievement in my tortured existence.
Darian, Try and remember what happened in the Elon mines that day. That's all I need you to do.
Okay, now my interest is piqued. What about the cathedral? And Oberos, how does he fit into all this? And about this lost connection he told you about?
All answers in due time.
But the wait is killing me.
Also wir haben so ein paar Leute verloren. Ich weiß nicht, wo die sind. Vielleicht finden wir die irgendwann nochmal wieder. Aha. Guten Tag. Sind sie wieder da? Ich habe einen großen Bogen drum gemacht. Oh, das ist ein Forster-Kampf. Ich kann nicht weglaufen. Ach komm.
Choke on this!
Magie, jetzt kommen so viele Würmer, dass man die Quest hätte abgeschlossen. Das klingt... Ja, doch, es könnte passieren. Dass jetzt so viele Forstkämpfe kommen, dass man die Quest hätte abgeschlossen unterwegs. Da hätte ich die nicht machen brauchen. Aber immer noch keine Kristallfrüchte. Aber eine neue Sichel. Rafflesia. Sieht nice aus. Aber ich glaube, der Damage würde runtergehen. Außerdem ist das eine Leggy, also ich behalte die Leggy an.
I should have started my story from the beginning. Darian, do you remember the time I saved you? Back in the Elon mines?
Again? What is there to say? You used magic to save us all. It caused quite a fuss in the village back then.
What happened exactly?
We were stuck in a crystal mine with all the other miners when the Gurn swooped in. We were no match. I wanted to play the hero, and I only put everyone's lives in danger. All of us thought we would die. Until Selene came and saved us all. She just stormed in, throwing fireball after fireball. She'd never even used magic before, so it came as a shock to everyone. It was a joke for many years in the village that a young girl saved a dozen burly miners.
How old did you say she was?
12. Her magical powers were the perfect excuse for our mother to send her to a convent. The Sanctorium could never have turned down such a talented... Everyone in the village just went on and on about how Selene was a god-sent miracle.
Oh, I'm sure that finding a tutor to train her in the art of magic is a miracle in itself, especially in a small farming village.
That's the thing. Selene never had a tutor. She learned on her own.
She learned magic on her own. Wait, really?
Yes.
But that's impossible. There's no such thing as a natural magic user. Even prodigies undergo extensive training before they can use magic. And I should know I was one of those prodigies.
It would be a lie to say I had no teacher. The voices taught me how to use magic.
The voices?
Mom and I decided to keep it a secret from everyone. She didn't want people thinking I was mad.
But...
I was 12 when it first happened. I was working in the orchard when a crystal near me began to glow. Just like that. Something flashed before my eyes and I blacked out. When I came around, the voices were there. They were kind, They explained to me that I shouldn't be afraid because they had come for a reason. They had a mission for me. They didn't tell me what it was then, but I trusted them fully. I didn't panic. It just felt safe. One step at a time, they told me what to do. The gestures, the breathing, the mental conjuring. Learning to use magic came simply and naturally. It was amazing. I felt guided, strong, and most of all, I felt love. I didn't even have to ask the voices who they were. I knew it was the gods.
Selene,
I swear you'll understand everything. Just...
When Oberos mentioned your lost connection, was he referring to the fact you weren't hearing the voices anymore? Maybe?
There's more to the story, but...
If yes, then that would mean that Oberos...
is linked to the gods, somehow. Yes, that's why I need answers from him.
Let's press on. Great things await us.
Looks like everything's coming up Isaurus.
Pain. Take this!
Ich darf auf den Weg gehen, ne? Danke. Und Wilmstahlflügel, eine Sense. Also es sieht aus wie eine Sense in dem kleinen Mini-Bild. Das ist schon wieder irgendwas anderes. Ah, das... Ausrüstung, Seiya. Ja, guck, das müssen für Seiya-Waffen sein. Zum Craften.
A prayer for your wayward soul.
Hitbox wie ein Bus. Ich kann weglaufen, sind keine Forstkämpfe. Achso, ich habe die Kämpfe schneller gestellt. Das kann man machen.
Didn't you wonder how I knew you were in danger in the mines back home? The voices warned me. And they also warned me that my life would change in the aftermath. So, when Mom sent me to the convent, I didn't fight her. The voices told me it was supposed to be that way, but they didn't tell me what would happen afterwards. Once I joined the Sanctorium, my magical abilities were noticed quickly. For my tutors, it was inconceivable that a farm girl could learn such complex magic on her own. They kept pressuring me to tell them that someone, a rogue priest, a sorcerer, took me under their wing and taught me. They insinuated many things and hated that I wouldn't confess. As a consequence, I was severely punished.
And your ethereal friends, those voices, where were they during?
That's when the situation became increasingly difficult. As soon as I left the country, they suddenly fell silent. It was a terrible time. I was alone, ridiculed for my upbringing, and singled out because of my gifts. Every day I called to them, prayed to them, and I was caught doing so. The word spread fast. The tutors quickly chalked me up as some kind of crazy genius. The fact that I was talking to myself was proof I was
Is this why Vaughn called you the...
Yes, from then on, I was a misfit. It had some advantages. The tutors stopped mistreating me. Eventually, they lost interest in me. I was left alone for a long time.
Until...
Oh, until I arrived, of course. Why are you looking at me like that?
Weren't you going to continue the story?
Reminder, I'm an old man who was tortured to the brink of death moments ago. Do you really think I'm in any shape to walk and talk at the same time? Really, Darian, shouldn't I be the one going senile?
You look better already.
Oh, thanks. I work out a lot. Anyway, this mountain won't climb itself.
Das ist ein Faustkampf.
Follow my lead and we'll get through this.
Gucken. Ja, kann ich weglaufen? Verdammt. Der steht auch noch im Heilkristall. Ja, bleibt da stehen. Da packe ich eine Mine hin. Ich kriege den hinteren nicht angegriffen. Andere Attacke. Der steht an dem... Ja. Der steht am Schutzkristall und der andere am Heil... Ach, jetzt steht ihr da so im Weg.
Out of the way!
Weg. Den hinteren kann ich doch so pulverisieren. Bitte weitermachen. Nicht aufhören. Ich hasse es.
I will commend your soul to the gods.
6000 Kredit. Ui, das Gesicht. Futsch. Sehr schön. Und der Preis ist Silberflügelstapel. Hä? Haben wir den vorhin nicht ausgegraben? Jetzt bin ich verwirrt. Und ist denn noch mal was anderes?
It's a good thing I found Selene at the time, else her incredible potential... The brutal interrogation methods used by my ex-colleagues left her in bad shape. She was bitter and doubting herself.
Oh, now. You say that because I took it all out on you on our first meeting.
That was such a long time ago, my dear. Today I can reveal that my humiliating defeat was... a simple trust-building exercise.
Right.
As I was saying, Selene was beginning to think she was actually crazy.
Which she's not, obviously.
Luckily, she happened to meet the only man in the Sanctorium who actually knew that what she was going through was a natural phenomenon, which had already been documented several times in recent millennia.
Documented? And by who?
The Venatis.
The same Venatis who built the cathedral we are seeking right now.
And the same Venatis whose automatons now roam free in the countryside.
I'm starting to see a trend there.
Oh, the Venatis were a fascinating cast of prehistoric Astrians. It was common knowledge at the time that through a rigorous and ascetic life, some people could hear the song of the gods, the sound of their voices. Through the gods' council, they learned to build extraordinary buildings, mastered the now-forgotten art of crystal growth. They could shape crystals to their will.
Okay, now I'm thinking you might be crazy too, old man.
I'm still running some tests, but this would explain my molecular structure. If this body is of Venati origin.
No offense, Thea, but I already chalked you up as crazy a long time ago.
If my single good eye wasn't supporting my entire structure right now.
So this Crystal Cathedral. Was it built using the same technique? Crystal growth?
Yes, it's a place of great power. As I said, Selene lost her ability to hear the voices of the gods during her internment at the convent. Now, following the proper ritual in the Venati Cathedral, she should be able to hear them again and ask them for
Guidance about the cure, and guidance about Oberos. It was all written on the alabaster tablet, remember?
The thing we had to dig up with the Nekaru before we met you?
Yes, it was a relic I stole from the Sanctorium the day they expelled me. They couldn't read it anyway. They considered Venatis to be nothing more than old-world pagan.
Just like Carnelians, huh?
Soon you'll understand how that could be a problem for me,
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of information. I stopped following a long time ago.
I'll summarize it for you at the end.
No, it's not too
Okay, wir haben noch ein ganzes Stück. Und unsere Katze ist irgendwo alleine auf sich allein gestellt.
I hope this new layer of complexity won't deter you from doing your part in the bargain, Fallon.
Don't worry, priestess. The moment you waggled that key in front of my nose, I knew you were bad news. But I find it hard to resist high-risk, high-reward activities.
You know what else is too high? These mountains. So let's get climbing.
Lass mich mal die Taktik wieder umstellen. Controller. Lass das. Aha. Bitte.
Darkness before dawn.
Ja, gut. Steht an dem Schutz. Das reicht. Und wir können 3 auf einmal Damage machen. Sehr schön. Kommst den Brecher drauf. Die schießen wir da hinten ab. Du müsstest... Da. Ne, du solltest eigentlich nach da drehen. Hä? Macht der nicht. Dann darfst du nur einen Solo-Angriff machen. Mann. Selena hat fast nichts mehr zu tun jetzt.
I will commend your soul to the gods.
Loot? Ach, nee, nicht viel. Also man bekommt die beiden Quests hier fertig, wenn man einfach hochläuft. Man muss die unten nicht fertig machen. Okay, dann machen wir ein Päuschen und wir sehen uns im nächsten Part. Ciao, Leute.